UvaldeRadio.net. Good morning. I'm Robert Miguel here with you. And shout out to our sponsors at Uvalde Memorial Hospital. Those guys have just been saving lives and kicking butt in Uvalde for a really long time. And it's been a while, but I'm excited to catch up with one of my good friends, Susan Ditto Rios, on the phone now to talk about some really cool stuff happening this Thursday. Susan, how you doing?
Well, I'm so glad to be back on the show.
It's been a while. Yeah.
I feel like, well, it's not been a long time. We did get to catch up at the STEM Expo.
Yeah, that's true.
But any time we go a day without talking, Robert, it's been a day too long.
I miss you too. You know what? You guys really showed out for that STEAM Expo. You guys had that whole room with so many cool things. The kids went crazy. You had the X-ray machines and all kinds of good stuff.
We did. We had ultrasounds and X-ray machines and Petri dishes and giveaways galore. It was a good time.
Yeah, so I guess that wasn't too long ago. But you guys have a really cool event happening this Thursday, June 15th, 5 to 8 p.m. It's called Healthy Minds Matter, a closer look at behavioral health. It's a free seminar. You got a special keynote speaker and some really cool breakout sessions. So let's dive into it. And I know you've got a special guest that you should introduce. And from what I understand, he's the main man. He's your boss, right?
Well, he is the main, I'm going to call him Mr. Feelgood. So with us today is Paul Flores, and Paul is our director of our Crossroads Behavioral Health Center that we have here at UMH. And so Paul is very in tune. This has been his event for a number of years, and it's been kind of on hiatus for a while because of COVID. But we're bringing it back. So I'm so excited that Paul is here with me to share this event with.
Mr. Paul Flores! All right.
Hello, thank you. Thank you for having me. So we're bringing back our event, the Healthy Minds Matter. Back in 2018 is when we really started this event, and it was set up to kind of fight the stigma of mental health, and then we kind of added on to it as to education, free education for the community on mental health, until, of course, COVID hit us and we kind of went on hiatus. So I thought that this would be a good time to bring it back and get back to the community.
So this is interesting because you start this thing pre-pandemic. Then, and again, we're trying to deal with, mental health here. Then the pandemic happens. And then on top of that, Uvalde has our own tragedy where now, if there's any time that mental health was an issue in Uvalde, now is it, right?
Correct. That is correct. And, and we did struggle a little about whether to bring it back at this time because of what was going on, and we felt that it was a need, to get back to the community and get back to providing some education on mental health because it does affect us not just one day or 1 year. It can affect us most of our lives.
Absolutely. So obviously, you guys over at UMH have your work cut out for you, but this is exciting that you guys are bringing this back. And it's actually a little sad that it had to go away for a while, but we're absolutely grateful that you're getting back on the horse and putting this back out there. So, is it Mr. Flores or is it Dr. Flores? I want to call you Dr. Feelgood.
Well, no, it's not doctor. I'm a licensed professional counselor, so I do have a master's degree, but not a doctorate.
Well, if you don't mind, give me a little bit of your background story. We've never really talked, and I think people like to hear, who you are, where you came from. Just give us your personal story as a Uvaldean.
All right. Well, I was born and raised here in Uvalde, homegrown. I went to college several places, but finally set my feet down at Sul Ross here in town. In 2014, I graduated with my master's, went straight into counseling, and since then been working as a counselor. Right now, I've actually been at the hospital for 20 years.
Wow.
I'm not in this position directly. It's only been 5 years since I've been the manager here. But I've always been in counseling sessions, providing help, talking to whoever I can. As Susan said, Mr. Feelgood, I'm the one that comes
to... He's an open couch policy.
Oh, yeah.
How's that?
So I'm still going to call you Dr. Feelgood because I love Motley Crue. But so as far as being a local, what do you love about Uvalde? What are you doing when you're not, talking to somebody on the couch?
Well, family. Family's always important. Spending time with them, barbecues. Mm-hmm. We try to get out to the rivers when there's water.
Right. Yeah.
But, but enjoying the country time. It's
quiet life, right?
Quiet life, yeah.
Absolutely.
We get to the city when we can, but there's nothing compared to the country.
Well, now I feel like we know you, so now we're all a big happy family. Let's jump into it. Healthy Minds Matter this Thursday, June 15th, 5 to 8 p.m. This is happening at the Civic Center, right? Not the hospital?
Correct. Civic Center.
It's the middle of town, Robert. It's kind of it's what we call neutral location. We do know that there sometimes can be a stigma related to mental health, and we really wanted a place that people felt like was a community gathering space, because this is sort of we'll have breakout sessions. We have a keynote speaker, just so people can kind of come and learn a little bit, feel relaxed, find resources. So another part of this event is we also invite area experts, so to speak. So there are other entities that offer variations of mental and behavioral health, and they will be there too to share their knowledge and their resources with the community as well.
Well, I think having it at the Civic Center is a fantastic idea. Again, you mentioned the stigma, but some of us, just like me, we just don't like going to the hospital. You could be giving away free cars, and I'm still going to get, all nervous.
It's like what they call white coat syndrome, right?
It's like walking into a hospital, or when the cop is behind me. Just get the shiver. So again, Thursday, June 15th, 5 to 8 p.m. at the Staff Sergeant Willie De Leon Civic Center, 300 East Main Street, a nice central location for Uvalde. So let's go ahead and talk about those breakout sessions. You got one, trauma in children and teens, building mental wellness in children and adolescents, understanding anger, and then faith-based healing. Give me an overview, either or both of you, on these 5 breakout sessions.
Well, the breakout sessions are after the keynote speaker, and this is where we can break down to specific topics that are mental health. So with these breakouts, we have chosen this year to pick these topics in particular to address some of the things that are going on, and address some of issues that maybe we haven't spoken about in a while. Many times from my practice, parents sometimes need education just as much as the children and as much as even the clinicians. So this is just giving back and breaking it down to very specific topics.
So now, as far as what a breakout session is, for those who don't exactly know, this is where you kind of all just kind of go into like a separate room or space and have kind of more of a small group kind of atmosphere?
Correct. So after the keynote speaker, we'll break out into these 4 different breakout sessions.
Yeah, mini sessions.
And everybody will get to choose at least 2 to go to.
Mm-hmm.
So they get to pick their smaller group. There's more question and answer type discussions about these specific issues.
Well, go and give me a rundown on these breakout sessions and who is hosting them, and maybe just a smidgen of each of their backgrounds.
So the trauma in children and teens, that's going to be by Barbara Chase. She's also an LPC from the school district. So she'll be talking about how children deal with trauma and how to look at signs and symptoms of when things are going on with the children. Building mental wellness in children and adolescents, I will be doing that breakout session. And that's going to be talking about how we can set into practice skills and strategies to help improve the kids' mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And then understanding anger, the secondary emotion, that's Melissa Cabrales. She's from the Let It Be Counseling Services. She's a local counselor here in town. So she'll be talking about how to deal with anger management skills, and how to express yourself and still do it. What's the word?
How to manage your anger in a calm and thorough fashion where you express yourself. You're not keeping it bottled up.
Well,
you probably know something about some anger management, right, Robert?
20-year-old me should have been at that thing.
And then finally, the last one is the faith-based healing. That's going to be by our pastor, Nathan LaFrenz, here at the hospital. This was the one breakout session that we kind of added this year that I chose, because I think we sometimes need to focus on that spiritual side of healing through mental health as well. So and that's kind of one of the newer branches off of some of the counseling today. So I thought that was very important that that information and that topic would be covered.
Obviously, these are all topics that are going to be, they're going to speak to a lot of locals here in town, again, in light of what we've seen in just the last several years. Now, these breakouts are occurring after the keynote speaker, so let's jump into that. Her name is Mindy Corporon. Am I saying that right?
That's correct, okay. Robert. So we're really excited to have Mindy. Paul and his right hand, I don't even know, she's like superwoman here at the hospital, Norma. They found Mindy for us, but she is an author and a sort of, I don't know if motivational speaker is the right term, but she experienced a level of trauma in her own life. She lost her father and her oldest son in a shooting incident. A white supremacist went to a synagogue and killed her family members. And so she kind of learned how to take her sadness and her anger and transform those into resiliency and joy. And so now she travels the globe sharing her message of how she was able to do that.
Obviously, that's a topic that, that there's a core number of people in this town that'll absolutely speak to. So where did you guys find this lady? I mean, give me some more information. You said she's an author, or did I read that?
So she is an author. We did a Google search, and we've looked up several different people. We're trying to find a specific topic that we wanted to cover. Resiliency was a big one that we looked up, and my right hand, Norma, she came and said, Paul, I think this is the one. And so we kind of looked her up, did some research, had a couple phone calls, and she agreed to do it. And of course, when talking with her, she said I had to pray about it, and because it is a topic very sensitive to the community. And she said, something led her to us, and she said yes, and we've been so thankful to have her come out here and speak and share her message.
Again, we're talking to Susan Rios at Uvalde Memorial Hospital, also Paul Flores, and the event is coming up this Thursday, June 15th, 5 to 8 p.m. Healthy Minds Matter. It's happening at the Civic Center at 300 East Main Street. The event is from 5 to 8. So if I go to the event Thursday evening, Mindy is going to speak for how long, and then how long are the breakout sessions?
So Mindy's going to speak she's kicking us off at 5:30 to right around 6:30, and then after she's done, we'll have the breakout sessions, and in between any breaks we have, like I said, we're going to have exhibitors, if you will. We'll have other entities, organizations that will be there sharing their resources for the community. Again, I can't stress it. It's all free. It is all discreet. And so we just really want people to come and enjoy the situation. And I would be remiss if I didn't say that it's not just UMH that's doing this. We have some really stellar partners that have made this possible, that have sponsored this event. And if it's okay, Robert, I want to give them a little shout out because
give them a shout out. Heck yeah.
We really want to thank Laurel Ridge Treatment Center and MHDD, that's the Mental Health and Development Disability Centers, Community Health and Development here in Uvalde, AHEC, Rotary, Galo Eye Center, and Southwest Texas College. They are all partnered with us on this event.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, on the flyer it said there's going to be some kids' activities hosted by the Southwest Texas Junior College. So parents can bring their kids. The kids can kind of have something to do while the parents are listening to the message, right?
Absolutely. So we know some kids may want to be of an age to take part in the breakout sessions or hear the speaker, but we always know that sometimes it's hard to get a sitter for little ones. So we did want to have something special for those kids, some structured activity, so they can come and enjoy and take part in the event as well.
Well, very good. Well, this is a lot of great, useful information. I hope that you guys have a really great turnout. What's the best place to find kind of a rundown on this information, or maybe to call to get more information if somebody's if their interest is piqued, but maybe they need a little bit more information? Where should I send them?
You should send them to our website, umhtx.org. They can also get that information on our social media media page, and they can always call the hospital, and they can call Paul directly, and 278-8144, and get all the information.
They can only call him if they call him Dr. Feelgood.
That's right. Now we'll have to tell Norma.
Hey, Susan, before we wrap it up, I know that you've always got a whole calendar of events there at the hospital. Any quick bullet points of some stuff coming up that we should kind of mark on our calendar?
Well, we always want to encourage everybody to follow us on our website and our social media page, because I will say, like today we had a safe sitter babysitting course, but we are bringing a special one back on July 7th, because we know it's summertime and we have a lot of kids coming available. We also keep a full calendar of our diabetes classes on our website, as well as our specialty clinic and all the physicians that are coming there. So we just always encourage people, there's always something going on. Lifesaver classes, Stop the Bleed classes. Please check us out on our Facebook and our website to always find out. Oh, and new moms, we have a Mingle with Moms course for new mothers. And then we also, if you're a mom to be, we have birthing classes for you. So there's a little bit of everything always happening at UMH.
Awesome. Well, Susan, it's great to catch up with you. And Paul, it was a pleasure to meet you and have you on the air here on UvaldeRadio.net. And finally, thank you to UMH for your continued support of us here at Uvalde Radio. We really do appreciate our sponsorship and do not take it for granted. So any other parting thoughts before we get back into some music?
We do. We have, I know we have some other events. We are offering a lot of first aid stations at a lot of community events. So we always encourage, if there's a big community event, we're there. We would love for people to stop by our station, whether they're injured or not, just say hello and ask us questions, and just know that we appreciate being a part of this wonderful community.
Paul, any final thoughts from you, sir? You've been quiet for a minute.
No, just come out and enjoy an afternoon of talking about mental health and getting into our feelings. This is what I do for a living, and this is what I love doing, so can't wait to see how well we are.
Well, we
appreciate you there, Robert.
Well, we appreciate you guys putting on the event and bringing it back. So thank you guys for what you do. Again, Healthy Minds Matter is Thursday, June 15th, 5 to 8 p.m. at the Staff Sergeant Willie DeLeon Civic Center. Again, details at umhtx.org. And that's going to wrap it up with Susan and Paul. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
All right, it's UvaldeRadio.net.